The Johnny Depp vs. Amber Heard trial finally concluded today, which I know is great news for people who were just tired of hearing about it. I'm not one of those people. I was actually captivated by this anime here because it was treated like an actual circus. It was an unbelievable spectacle. Everything was super public, and it even had its own line of comic relief characters from Amber Heard's legal team. The actual subject matter of the trial was very serious and no laughing matter, but as the trial continued, it became nothing but a laughing matter. Anytime Amber Heard's lawyers would say anything, they made fools of themselves. They were like court jesters. They would object to their own statements, screaming hearsay anytime someone even opened their mouths. They said hearsay so often that word started to lose meaning to me. I swear to God, they said hearsay more than they said the word the. It was wild. There was even a time when one of the lawyers said to someone on the stand that you're only here for your 15 minutes of fame, and then got absolutely dunked on for it. They made fools of themselves. They even coined a new term with a megapint, saying that Johnny Depp poured himself a megapint of wine or whatever, and it got the whole court laughing at them. And it got every lawyer on the internet doing a giant belly laugh like Santa Claus at them. They were just an absolute joke. But by far the biggest joke was on Amber Heard, who was literally paying them to embarrass themselves. She was basically just paying huge fees to birthday party clowns in court to represent her. It was just such a wacky ride. Like, one of the pieces of evidence against Amber Heard was that she took a shit in Johnny Depp's bed and then blamed the dog. And then they showed a picture of the poopy on the bed, just a steaming, smudged pile of shit on the bed. And then that gave Amber Heard the new name Amber Turd, which was then brought up in court 3 times. They brought in a Twitter expert to analyze trending hashtags, one of them being Amber Turd, which they referenced 3 times throughout the segment, just on full display for the whole court to laugh at. Blows my mind. But anyway, when they did get to the serious stuff, the domestic abuse claims, the evidence they used to support those claims was shady at best. So all of the evidence that they used to build all of this shit against Johnny Depp for being a wife-beating abuser, a horrible, evil person, all of that evidence finally hit the public's eye and was heavily criticized and analyzed. And as the trial continued, it became less and less reliable. And Amber Heard was caught in multiple lies. It was a very sketchy set of evidence. And eventually, the jury sided with Johnny Depp today. They awarded him $10 million in compensatory damages as well as $5 million in punitive damages, which is capped at $350,000. So he didn't get the full $5 million there, but he will be getting $350K. And he basically won the entire defamation case. However, Amber Heard did win on one of her claims for her countersuit and was awarded $2 million for the statements that Waldman had made about certain things being a hoax. So she won a very small component. However, Johnny Depp won the overall defamation case. And like I said from the very beginning, I don't think Johnny Depp gives a fuck about the money. He wipes his ass with $10 million. That means nothing to him. I think this really was about him just clearing his name in the public eye, which he did triumphantly. You'd have to travel 1,000 miles to a place without internet and cell phone service to find someone who didn't at least know about the trial, and the majority of people that were watching it sided with Johnny Depp. Once all of this evidence came into the court in the public eye and they analyzed it and really got into the meat of it, people then started siding with Depp and his team because the evidence against him was so fucking sketchy. And this led to a lot of people literally like worshipping Johnny Depp, like kissing his feet and all of that shit. It got like kind of crazy. And I want to make my position clear here. I've said this before, but I want to say it again. I don't think Johnny Depp is some infallible saint who would rush into a burning building to save children's lives or something like that. I don't think that he's perfect or anything, but there is no evidence to suggest that Johnny Depp is an abuser. None of his exes have ever said anything like that or brought anything forward against him like that. All the evidence Amber Heard used against him wasn't really substantial evidence. It wasn't like super credible. It was proven in court that it was walked through editing software at the very least. So there's no real evidence to suggest that Johnny Depp is an abuser in any way. So I do think today that justice was served. As one person in Twitch chat said, Amber Heard made her bed and it was time she shit in it. And that's exactly what happened here. The only things Johnny Depp was found guilty of are sleeping in weird positions, spilling ice cream, dabbling in drugs, which isn't exactly like a stunning revelation that's going to have people gasping and recoiling in their chair in disbelief. I think everyone ever knows that pretty much all Hollywood celebrities do drugs, so that wasn't exactly shocking. And also, he sent really cringy, edgy text messages to people about Amber Heard. And yeah, the text messages were kind of weird and read like some shit you'd find on an obscure Tumblr blog from some edgy teenager, but that's it. Gross, weird text messages and sleeping. Those were the only things that he was confirmed to be guilty of. Nothing abusive has been confirmed with any actual evidence to support it from this trial. I'd also like to say I'm really tired of the people that just sit in the middle without doing any amount of research and say, I think we can all agree that they both abused each other. I completely disagree. There is no evidence to suggest Johnny Depp has abused Amber Heard or anyone in his past. Meanwhile, there is evidence to suggest that Amber Heard has abused Johnny Depp. She had literally even said it on audio that she has hit him before. And then with the entire severed finger thing, there's just plenty of evidence to support that claim, but none for the claim that Johnny Depp is an abuser. So I don't like that perspective, and I equally don't like the media trying to spin this as a really bad thing for women. I've already seen plenty of articles illustrating how dangerous this is for women who are survivors of domestic abuse. Amber Heard losing this means that no one's ever gonna believe women again. No, that's fucking outrageous that you would even say something as disgusting as that and then print it. This has nothing to do with that. This has to do with an individual lying to ruin someone's life in a completely malicious way. And it was proven in court that she lied multiple times about multiple things. This has nothing to do about not believing women. This has to do with one person who happens to be a woman that told these lies and got blasted for it legally. And I'm so tired of that fucking spin on it. Now, I do think this is a good thing for male survivors of domestic abuse because for many years, people just looked at that as like a comical haha goof. Men can't be victims of domestic abuse. There was even a goddamn episode on Dr. Phil where a guy who was being abused by his girlfriend was brought on, and Dr. Phil to his face said that he probably deserved it and to toughen up, and it's his fault he's getting abused by his girlfriend. And then there was also that case where Terry Crews came forward with his accounts of being sexually assaulted, and people on the internet attacked him for it, like, toughen up, this isn't real sexual assault, men can't be sexually assaulted. It's disgusting. And I think this case does help bring light to the fact that men can be victims of domestic abuse. And in one of Amber Heard's audio logs, she even hints at the idea that no one's gonna believe a man is the victim of domestic abuse. It's fucking gross, and I'm really tired of that perspective. I've said this for a long time. That shit makes me angry. Men and women can both be victims of domestic abuse. Yes, it is probably more common in women, but that doesn't mean that it's impossible for men to be abused as well. And this has nothing to do with men versus women. This case just had to do with a man who happened to be likely the victim of domestic abuse, being attacked by his ex-wife and having his life ruined and completely shut down because of false claims and allegations made against him by her. This has nothing to do with not believing women. So yeah, anyway, I just wanted to briefly talk about this since I actively followed the trial like everyone else. And since it's concluded now, just wanted to talk about it a bit. That's really all. See ya.